You're not 100% Homo sapiens. Between 1% and 4% of your DNA comes from species that aren't technically human. Neanderthals, Denisovans, and possibly others we haven't even discovered yet, mixed with your ancestors, creating you a hybrid of multiple extinct species who competed, fought, loved, and survived the same brutal world. For 300,000 years, we weren't the only humans on Earth. We shared the planet with at least 6 other human species, and we're only beginning to understand what happened when we met. The textbook story of human evolution, the simple march from ape to man, is completely wrong. The real story is stranger, more violent, and more fascinating than anyone imagined. This is what they're discovering now. This is what changes everything. Number 1, Homo sapiens didn't evolve in one place and spread out. We evolved all across Africa simultaneously. New evidence suggests modern humans emerged from interconnected populations spanning the entire continent. Not a single Garden of Eden. There was no single birthplace. We came from everywhere at once. Number 2. The oldest known Homo sapiens fossils are 300,000 years old, not 200,000 like textbooks claim. Discovered in Morocco in 2017, the Jebel Ihud skulls pushed back human origins by 100,000 years and shattered the East African origin theory. We're older than we thought, and we started in the wrong place. Number 3. We're the only human species left. But 70,000 years ago, at least 6 human species walked the Earth at the same time. Homo sapiens, Neanderthals, Denisovans, Homo floresiensis, Homo luzonensis, and Homo naledi. We outlasted them all. The question is, how? Number 4. Neanderthals weren't stupid brutes. They had brains larger than ours. Their average brain size was 1,500 cubic centimeters compared to our 1,400. They survived Ice Age Europe for over 200,000 years. They had culture, art, and technology. They weren't inferior. They were different. And we killed them anyway. Number 5. We didn't just compete with Neanderthals. We had sex with them. DNA evidence proves Homo sapiens interbred with Neanderthals between 50,000 and 60,000 years ago. If you're of European or Asian descent, 1 to 4% of your genome is Neanderthal. Their genes help your immune system fight diseases. They're not extinct, they're inside you. Number 6. Denisovans are a human species we know almost nothing about. We've found exactly 4 fossils, a finger bone, 3 teeth, and a jawbone. That's it. But DNA proves they existed, interbred with humans, and spread across Asia. Tibetans, Papuans, and Aboriginal Australians carry Denisovan DNA that helps them survive high altitudes and tropical diseases. We share the planet with ghosts. Number 7. There's Denisovan DNA in your genome that scientists can't match to any known species. Some genetic sequences suggest interbreeding with a super-archaic hominin that split from our lineage over 1 million years ago, something even older than Neanderthals. We had sex with species we can't identify and didn't know existed. The family tree is a mess. Number 8. Homo floresiensis, the hobbits, stood 3 feet tall and lived on an Indonesian island until 50,000 years ago. They hunted pygmy elephants with stone tools, controlled fire, and survived for hundreds of thousands of years. When Homo sapiens arrived, they vanished. We may have met them. We definitely replaced them. Number 9. Homo naledi buried their dead in deep cave systems 300,000 years ago, before Homo sapiens even existed. They had brains a third the size of ours, yet they practiced mortuary rituals in pitch-black chambers requiring navigation, planning, and symbolic thought. Small-brained doesn't mean stupid. Everything we thought about intelligence is wrong. Number 10. Homo luzonensis lived in the Philippines until 50,000 years ago. We discovered them in 2019. They had curved finger bones for climbing, strange teeth, and tool use capabilities. They reached an island that required sea crossings. We have no idea how they got there or who they were. They're a complete mystery. Number 11. There are probably human species we haven't discovered yet. Every few years a new hominin is found. Homo naledi in 2013, Homo luzonensis in 2019. Genetic ghost populations appear in DNA with no fossil record. The human family tree grows more complicated with every excavation. We don't know what else is out there. Number 12. Early humans crossbred so frequently that species becomes a meaningless term. Homo sapiens mixed with Neanderthals, Denisovans, and unknown hominins. Neanderthals mixed with Denisovans, Denisovans mixed with super-archaics. Everyone was hooking up with everyone. The idea of pure species is fantasy. Number 13. A single finger bone found in a Siberian cave in 2008 revealed an entire species. Deni, a 90,000-year-old girl, had a Neanderthal mother and a Denisovan father. She was a first-generation hybrid. Her existence proves these species weren't just meeting, they were forming families. Number 14. Neanderthals and Denisovans split from our lineage 600,000 years ago, but still produced fertile offspring with Homo sapiens. For context, horses and donkeys, which diverged 4 million years ago, can mate but produce sterile mules. We were having viable children with species separated by over 500,000 years of evolution. That shouldn't be biologically possible, but it happened. Number 15. The Toba supervolcanic eruption 74,000 years ago nearly wiped out humanity. The blast in Indonesia ejected 2,800 cubic kilometers of ash, triggering a volcanic winter that lasted a decade. Genetic evidence suggests the global human population dropped to as few as 10,000 individuals. We nearly went extinct. Everyone alive today descends from those survivors. Number 16. Stone tools appear 3.3 million years ago, 700,000 years before the genus Homo even existed. Someone was making tools before humans evolved. Australopithecus? Kenyanthropus? We don't. No, tool-making isn't uniquely human. It's older than us. Number 17. Homo erectus controlled fire 1.5 million years ago. Charred bones and burned sediments at Wonderwork Cave in South Africa prove early humans mastered fire far earlier than we thought. Fire provided warmth, protection from predators, cooking, which allowed brain growth, and social gathering. Fire made us human. Number 18. Cooking food changed our biology. Raw food requires massive digestive systems and hours of chewing. Cooked food delivers more calories with less effort, allowing smaller guts and larger brains. Fire didn't just change behavior, it reshaped our bodies. We are the species that cooks. Number 19. Neanderthals were cooking and eating crabs 90,000 years ago. Charred crab shells found in a Portuguese cave prove they weren't just hunting mammoths, they were coastal foragers with diverse diets. The meat-eating caveman stereotype is garbage. They ate seafood, plants, and probably had complex cuisines. Number 20. Early humans were eating bone marrow 2 million years ago. Bones from Olduvai Gorge show percussion marks where hominins smashed them open to extract nutrient-rich marrow. This high-calorie food source fueled brain expansion. We literally became smarter by cracking bones. Number 21. Homo heidelbergensis threw wooden spears with deadly accuracy 400,000 years ago. The Schöningen spears from Germany are 6 to 7 feet long, aerodynamic, and balanced like modern javelins. They killed horses from 20 meters away. Early humans weren't scavengers, they were apex predators. Number 22. Neanderthals made glue from birch bark tar 200,000 years ago. The process requires heating bark to 350 degrees Celsius in oxygen-free conditions, a multi-step chemical operation that demands planning, temperature control, and knowledge of material properties. They were chemists. Number 23. Homo sapiens built stone structures 476,000 years ago, except they weren't Homo sapiens. The Bruniquel cave ring structures in France were made by Neanderthals or their ancestors deep underground using broken stalagmites. They brought fire into the darkness and built something. We don't know why. Ritual, shelter, mystery. Number 24. Neanderthals created art. Pigment-stained shells, engraved bones, and cave paintings in Spain dated to 65,000 years ago, 20,000 years before Homo sapiens arrived in Europe. They made red ochre hand stencils and painted abstract shapes. Art isn't unique to us, it's older, it's shared. Number 25. The oldest known jewellery is 150,000 years old. Perforated snail shells found in Israel and Algeria were strung as beads and worn as necklaces. Early humans weren't just surviving, they were decorating themselves. Vanity is ancient. Number 26. Neanderthals wore eagle talons as jewellery 130,000 years ago. 8 talons from a Croatian site show cut marks and polish from repeated use. Eagles are nearly impossible to catch. Wearing their claws was a status symbol, requiring hunting skill and symbolic thinking. They valued beauty, rarity, and prestige. Number 27. Homo sapiens were carving abstract patterns into ochre 100,000 years ago. The Blombos cave engravings in South Africa are deliberate crosshatch designs, symbolic communication or art created for its own sake. Abstract thought existed long before written language. Number 28. Early humans were seafaring navigators at least 50,000 years ago. To reach Australia, they had to cross 90 kilometres of open ocean, distances where no land was visible. They built boats, navigated by stars, and brought families, animals, and supplies. This required planning, language, and cooperation on a scale we didn't think possible. Number 29. Humans reached Australia 65,000 years ago, far earlier than previously thought. Artifacts from Majid Baby rock shelter push back the timeline by 18,000 years. They brought edge-ground axes, ochre pigments, and reflective powders. They weren't primitive wanderers, they were sophisticated settlers. Number 30. Neanderthals may have built rafts and sailed the Mediterranean. Tools found on Greek islands date to 200,000 years ago, when the islands were only accessible by sea. If Neanderthals made those tools, they crossed open water 100,000 years before Homo sapiens. The timeline is broken. Number 31. Language probably evolved 500,000 years ago, not 50,000. The FOXP2 gene, critical for speech, appears in Neanderthals and Denisovans. If they could speak, language predates Homo sapiens. We didn't invent talking, we inherited it. Number 32. Neanderthals had the anatomical equipment for speech. Their hyoid bones, vocal tracts and brain structures match ours. They could make the same sounds we do. Whether they had full language is debated, but they weren't grunting animals. They talked. Number 33. Homo sapiens were using poison-tipped arrows 70,000 years ago. Tiny stone points from South Africa show impact fractures and poison residue. Making poison requiert plein knowledge, chemical, extraction and precision crafting. It's sophisticated technology and it's older than farming. Number 34. Early humans were producing and trading ochre 100,000 years ago. Ochre mines in Swaziland show organized extraction, processing and long-distance exchange. Red pigment wasn't just decoration, it was currency, ritual material and social glue. Trade networks existed before agriculture. Number 35. The Denisovans made a bracelet so advanced it looks modern. A polished green stone bracelet from Denisova cave, dated to 50,000 years ago, shows drilling precision requiring high-speed rotation, technology we thought didn't exist until much later. They had tools we haven't found, they knew things we don't understand. Number 36. Homo sapiens almost went extinct 900,000 years ago. Genetic analysis reveals a population bottleneck where only 1,280 breeding individuals survived for 117,000 years. Climate change nearly ended us before we even became us. We're the descendants of a tiny, desperate population that refused to die. Number 37. A 430,000-year-old skull from Portugal shows evidence of violent murder. The cranium has 2 lethal injuries from the same weapon, struck from different angles. It's the oldest known homicide. Violence isn't modern. Killing each other is ancient. Number 38. Neanderthals cared for the injured and elderly. Skeletons show healed fractures, missing teeth and arthritis. conditions that would have been debilitating. Someone fed them, protected them, and kept them alive for years after they could contribute. Compassion existed long before civilization. Number 39. A Neanderthal boy with Down syndrome lived to age 6 in a cave in Spain. He required constant care, feeding, protection, mobility assistance. His community kept him alive despite the burden. Empathy isn't uniquely human. It's older than our species. Number 40. Homo erectus cared for a paralyzed child for years. A 1.5 million-year-old skeleton from Dmanisi, Georgia, shows a child with severe developmental abnormalities who couldn't walk or feed themselves. Someone carried them, fed them, and protected them until death. Caregiving is hardwired in us. Number 41. Early humans were burying their dead 100,000 years ago. Graves in Israel contain skeletons in fetal positions with tools and animal bones, deliberate placements, not random burials. They mourned. They ritualized death. They believed in something beyond survival. Number 42. Neanderthals buried children with flower offerings 50,000 years ago. Pollen found in graves at Shanidar Cave suggests flowers were placed on bodies. Whether it was ritual, respect, or love, they marked death as significant. Grief is ancient. Number 43. Homo naledi descended into pitch-black cave chambers to deposit bodies 300,000 years ago. No tools, no living spaces, no evidence of habitation, just bodies in the deep dark. They went into terrifying, deadly spaces to honor the dead. That requires belief systems we can't imagine. Number 44. The oldest known musical instrument is 60,000 years old. A Neanderthal flute carved from a cave bear femur with precisely spaced holes was found in Slovenia. Music isn't uniquely human. Neanderthals made melodies in the Ice Age darkness. Number 45. Homo sapiens were creating musical instruments 40,000 years ago. Flutes carved from vulture bones and mammoth ivory found in Germany show deliberate tuning and craftsmanship. Music, art and culture exploded simultaneously. Something changed in the human brain. We don't know what or why. Number 46. The creative explosion 40,000 years ago might have been caused by meeting Neanderthals. When Homo sapiens entered Europe, they encountered Neanderthals with different technologies, ideas and cultures. The collision sparked innovation. Competition breeds creativity. War breeds progress. Number 47. Neanderthals painted animals on cave walls 65,000 years ago in Spain. Red ochre outlines of horses, handprints and geometric symbols appear in 3 caves, dated to when only Neanderthals lived in Europe. Symbolic art predates Homo sapiens in Europe. They were artists first. Number 48. The Chauvet cave paintings in France are 36,000 years old and stunningly realistic. Lions, rhinos, horses and bison rendered with perspective, shading and motion. Early humans weren't primitive daubers. They were master artists with anatomical knowledge and aesthetic sensibility. Number 49. The oldest known figurative sculpture is 40,000 years old. The Lion Man of Hohenstein-Stadel, a half-human, half-lion carved from mammoth ivory, required 400 hours of work. It's not functional, it's imaginative. Someone carved a creature that didn't exist. Mythology is ancient. Number 50. Early humans carved Venus figurines, exaggerated female forms, across Europe 30,000 years ago. Over 200 have been found from Spain to Siberia. Were they fertility symbols? Goddesses? Pornography? Self-portraits? We don't know. But they valued the female form enough to carve it repeatedly. Number 51. The oldest known cave art is 45,500 years old, and it's not in Europe, it's in Indonesia. A painting of a warty pig in Sulawesi predates European cave art. Artistic expression emerged simultaneously across the world, not in one place. Art is universal, not regional. Number 52. Humans were making rope 50,000 years ago. A 3-ply cord fragment from France shows twisted plant fibers requiring understanding of tension, materials and multi-step manufacturing. Rope enables baskets, clothing, shelters, traps, boats. Rope is invisible in the archaeological record, so we have no idea how long it's actually been used. Number 53. Sewing needles made from bone appear 40,000 years ago in Siberia. Someone drilled eyes through bone splinters to thread sinew and stitch hides into fitted clothing. Tailored clothes allowed survival in Arctic environments. Fashion enabled migration. Number 54. Neanderthals wore feathers as decoration. Cut-marked raptor bones from Italy show they harvested feathers from wings and tails, the showy parts, not the meaty parts. They wanted beauty. They adorned themselves. Aesthetics mattered. Number 55. Homo sapiens were living at 15,000 feet above sea level 40,000 years ago. High-altitude sites in Ethiopia and Tibet show permanent occupation in oxygen-starved environments. Tibetans carried Denisovan genes that help process oxygen efficiently. Interbreeding gave us superpowers. Number 56. Dogs were domesticated at least 23,000 years ago, possibly earlier. A Siberian puppy preserved in permafrost still has fur, whiskers and eyelashes. Dogs were humanity's first alliance with another species. We created wolves in our image. They became our partners. Number 57. Humans and wolves co-evolved. Wolves scavenged human camps. Humans tolerated friendly wolves. Over generations, the friendliest wolves became dogs. Humans selected for loyalty and cooperation. Dogs selected humans for resources and protection. We domesticated each other. Number 58. Cave bear skulls were arranged in ritual formations 100,000 years ago. Deliberately placed skulls in alpine caves suggest Neanderthals venerated the massive predators. Why? Respect, fear, religion, we'll never know. But symbolism existed before Homo sapiens dominated Europe. Number 59. Homo sapiens ritually consumed hallucinogenic plants 10,000 years ago. Residue from caves in Spain shows repeated use of hallucinogenic mushrooms and plants. Shamanism, altered states and spiritual experiences are ancient. Getting high isn't modern, it's prehistoric. Number 60. The Göbekli Tepe temple complex in Turkey is 11,600 years old, built before farming, before pottery, before civilization. Hunter-gatherers organized, carved massive stone pillars with animal reliefs, and constructed the world's first monumental architecture. Religion came before agriculture. Belief built civilization, not the other way around. Number 61. Humans survived the Younger Dryas, a 1,200-year return. To Ice Age conditions 12,800 years ago. Temperatures plummeted, megafauna went extinct, civilizations collapsed. But humans adapted. The survivors developed agriculture, built cities, and created writing. Catastrophe forced innovation. Number 62. The agricultural revolution was humanity's biggest mistake, according to some anthropologists. Farming created surplus, but it also created inequality, disease, malnutrition and war. Hunter-gatherers worked 15-hour weeks. Farmers worked dawn to dusk. Skeletons show early farmers were shorter, sicker and died younger. We traded freedom for food security. The trade-off still defines us. Number 63. Agriculture was invented independently at least 7 times across the world. Mesopotamia, China, Mesoamerica, the Andes, West Africa, New Guinea and North America all developed farming separately. It wasn't genius, it was necessity. Climate change forced adaptation. Farming was inevitable. Number 64. Humans were brewing beer 13,000 years ago in Israel, before farming existed. Residue in stone mortars shows fermentation of wheat and barley. Alcohol predates bread. Some archaeologists think we domesticated grains to get drunk, not to eat. Beer built civilization. Number 65. Early farmers faced pandemics agriculture created. Dense populations, domesticated animals, and poor sanitation created diseases. Smallpox from cows, influenza from pigs, plague from rats. Farming killed more people through disease than it saved through surplus. Progress has a body count. Number 66. The Black Death reshaped European genetics. The plague killed 30–60% of Europe's population in the 1300s. Survivors carried genetic mutations that confer resistance. Those genes persist today. Pandemics don't just kill, they drive evolution in real time. Number 67. Lactose tolerance evolved in the last 10,000 years. Most humans stop producing lactase, the enzyme that digests milk, after weaning. But populations that herded cattle evolved mutations allowing lifelong milk consumption. Adults drinking milk is evolutionary novelty, not the natural state. Number 68. Blue eyes emerged 6,000 to 10,000 years ago from a single mutation near the Black Sea. Every blue-eyed person on Earth shares a common ancestor. Brown eyes are the default. Blue is a recent glitch that stuck around because people found it attractive. Evolution responds to beauty. Number 69. Red hair evolved in Neanderthals independently from the red hair in modern humans. Separate mutations cause the same trait. When Neanderthals went extinct, red hair vanished, then re-evolved in Homo sapiens. Traits can emerge, disappear, and return. Evolution isn't linear. Number 70. Skin color changed repeatedly throughout human evolution. Early Homo sapiens in Africa had dark skin. Migrants to Europe lightened to synthesize vitamin D in low sunlight. But early European hunter-gatherers had dark skin. It took thousands of years to lighten. Skin color is recent, adaptive, and unstable. Number 71. Modern humans are weaker than Neanderthals. Their skeletons show muscle attachments far more robust than ours. They could throw spears harder, endure longer, and survive harsher conditions. We didn't outmuscle them, we outsmarted them, or outbred them. Brains beat brawn. Number 72. Neanderthals had better vision than Homo sapiens. Larger eye sockets and visual cortexes suggest superior eyesight, crucial for hunting in dim Ice Age light. But their brains devoted more space to vision and less to social cognition. They saw better. We cooperated better. Cooperation won. Number 73. The human brain has shrunk 10% in the last 20,000 years. Our ancestors had larger brains. The decline coincides with agriculture and civilization. Why? Better nutrition? Less need for individual problem-solving in cooperative societies? No one knows. We're getting smaller-brained, not smarter. Number 74. Wisdom teeth are evolutionary leftovers from when humans had larger jaws and ate tougher food. Modern diets are softer, jaws are smaller, and wisdom teeth don't fit. They're vestigial, useless remnants of a past we've outgrown. Evolution doesn't clean up. It just builds on what's there. Number 75. Humans lost their penis bone. Most mammals have a baculum, a bone in the penis. Humans don't. We lost it sometime in the last 2 million years. Theories include longer copulation times, monogamy, or random genetic drift. Evolution is weird. Number 76. Homo sapiens left Africa in multiple waves, not one exodus. Genetic evidence shows migrations 120,000 years ago, 90,000 years ago, and the major wave 60,000 years ago. Some groups failed, some stayed, some mixed. Migration wasn't a single march. It was a messy, multi-generational sprawl. Number 77. Humans reached the Americas at least 23,000 years ago, far earlier than the 13,000-year-old Clovis culture textbooks taught. Footprints in New Mexico and tools in Mexico push back the timeline. People were here before the ice-free corridor opened. How they arrived is a mystery. Number 78. The Bering Land Bridge wasn't a bridge, it was a continent. Beringia was 1,000 miles wide during the Ice Age, a landmass larger than Texas connecting Asia and North America. People lived there for thousands of years before migrating south. It wasn't a crossing, it was a homeland. Number 79. Indigenous Australians have the oldest continuous culture on Earth, 65,000 years. Their oral histories describe landscapes now underwater, volcanic eruptions dated by geology, and megafauna confirmed by fossils. Stories passed down for 400 plus generations. Memory persists when writing doesn't. Number 80. Aboriginal Australians navigated by song lines, oral maps encoding geography, water sources and cultural knowledge in songs. Singing a route allowed navigation across thousands of miles. The land was a song. Memory was survival. Number 81. The peopling of the Pacific was the greatest navigational achievement in prehistory. Polynesians sailed thousands of miles across open ocean using star navigation, wave patterns and bird behavior. They settled Hawaii, New Zealand and Easter Island, some of the most remote places on Earth, without compasses or maps. They didn't discover islands by accident. They found them on purpose. Number 82. Easter Island's Moai statues weren't mysteries. They were moved using ropes, coordination and physics. Recent experiments show walking the multi-ton statues upright using teams and ropes. The Rapa Nui weren't stupid. We were. They knew exactly what they were doing. Number 83. Humans hunted mammoths to extinction, probably. Woolly mammoths, giant sloths, cave bears and saber-toothed cats all disappeared around the time humans arrived. Climate change played a role, but human hunting delivered the killing blow. We've been driving species extinct for 50,000 years. Number 84. Neanderthals went extinct 40,000 years ago, but the cause remains debated. Climate change, disease, competition with Homo sapiens, interbreeding. Probably all of it. They didn't vanish overnight. They faded slowly, absorbed into Homo sapiens populations or killed by environmental collapse. Either way, we're what's left. Number 85. Denisovans survived until 30,000 years ago, possibly later. A jawbone from Tibet dated to 160,000 years ago, and DNA from a cave in the Philippines suggests they persisted far longer than Neanderthals. They may have encountered Homo sapiens for tens of thousands of years. We barely know they existed. Number 86. Homo floresiensis may have survived until 18,000 years ago. Local legends in Flores describe the Ebugogo, small, hairy, human-like creatures that lived in caves. Coincidence? Folklore? Or memory of an encounter? We don't know. But the timing fits. Number 87. We may have killed them all. When Homo sapiens arrived, other human species disappeared. Coincidence? Or genocide? Whether through violence, disease or competition, we're the only ones left. That's not an accident. Number 88. The Neanderthal extinction left genetic scars. Some Neanderthal genes increase risk of depression, autoimmune diseases and blood clots. Others boost immunity and skin protection. We carry their strengths and weaknesses. Their extinction is incomplete. They live in fragments inside us. Number 89. Ghost DNA reveals human species we've never found. Genetic analysis of modern populations shows ancestry from unknown hominins. Ghost populations, with no fossils, no names, no history. They existed. We interbred with them. Then they vanished. Phantoms in our genome. Number 90. A new human species was discovered in 2021, the Nesher Ramler Homo. Fossils from Israel dated to 120,000 to 140,000 years ago show features from both Neanderthals and earlier hominins. They may be the missing link between species or a hybrid population. The family tree grows messier every year. Number 91. The human Y chromosome is collapsing. It's lost 97% of its genes over 300 million years and is still shrinking. In 5 million years, it may disappear entirely. What happens to sex determination then? We don't know. Evolution isn't finished with us. Number 92. Humans are still evolving. Genetic mutations in the last 10,000 years include lactose tolerance, high-altitude adaptations, malaria resistance, and alcohol metabolism. Natural selection didn't stop when we built cities. It adapted to the world we created. Number 93. The Bajau people of Southeast Asia evolved larger spleens for freediving. They dive to 200 feet on a single breath. Genetic mutations over centuries adapted their bodies for underwater hunting. Human evolution is happening now. in real time. Number 94. CRISPR gene editing could drive human evolution into uncharted territory. We can now edit embryos, removing genetic diseases or enhancing traits. Designer babies aren't science fiction. They're inevitable. Evolution is no longer random. We've seized control. The question is, what do we do with it? Number 95. Artificial intelligence may be the next step in human evolution, or the end of it. If AI surpasses human intelligence, we become obsolete. Evolution is survival of the fittest. What happens when we create something fitter than us? We don't know. We're building it anyway. Number 96. The Anthropocene is the first geological epoch caused by a single species. Humans have reshaped the planet, climate, ecosystems, geology. We've triggered the sixth mass extinction. Species die faster than they can evolve. We're not just changing ourselves, we're changing everything. Evolution can't keep pace. Number 97, we're genetic hybrids of at least 4 species. Homo sapiens, Neanderthals, Denisovans, and unknown super-archaics all contributed DNA. Purity is a myth. We're mutts, mongrels cobbled together from extinct rivals. And that diversity might be our greatest strength. Number 98. The Human Genome Project revealed we share 98.8% of our DNA with chimpanzees, but that 1.2% contains everything that makes us human. Language, abstract thought, technology, art, war, love. A tiny difference created civilization. Evolution is brutal efficiency. Number 99. There may be undiscovered human fossils in collections right now. Museums hold millions of unexamined bones. In 2013, Homo naledi was discovered in a well-known cave system. People had walked past the chamber for decades. How many species are we missing because we haven't looked hard enough? Number 100. The story of human evolution isn't over. New species will be discovered. Old timelines will collapse. DNA will reveal secrets we can't imagine. Every answer creates 10 new questions. The deeper we dig, the stranger it gets. We thought we understood where we came from. We were wrong. Number 101. You are the result of 300,000 years of survival against impossible odds. Your ancestors endured ice ages, volcanic winters, droughts, predators, diseases, and wars. They outlasted 5 other human species. They crossed oceans, climbed mountains, and settled every continent. They hunted mammoths, painted caves, buried their dead, and believed in things bigger than themselves. They loved, fought, invented, and refused to die. Every person alive today is the heir to the most successful survival story in Earth's history. You're not just human, you're the last human species standing. And you carry the ghosts of all the others inside you. That's not primitive, that's incredible.